welcome to the second in our series covering the theory aspects of the Piping and Drumming Qualifications Board examination Level 2 Chanter. Just a reminder that all lesson notes and videos are all available on our website www.bagpipetutoring.com and all free to use for anybody who wishes to do so. So in this lesson we're going to look at note duration and how that is represented in the written music. So let's begin. So we're going to start the process off by teaching you first of all the 6 simple notes that we use most commonly in music today. So the first and longest simple note looks like that. It's just simply the note head and it's not filled in, so it's just an empty note head. And the name of this note is the semi-breve. And the semi-breve is also called the whole note. So its musical value is 1. Now the whole note can be divided into 2 shorter notes, so divided equally in half, to produce 2 minims. We call these minims. So it's a note head, empty note head with the stem, and that's M, I, N, I, M. So if the semi-breve is a whole note, the minim is a half note. So it takes 2 minims to make up 1 semi-breve. And then we can further subdivide the notes. So the minims divide into 2 crotchet notes, which look like that. So it's basically a minim with the head coloured in. So each minim divides into 2 crotchets, which gives us 4 crotchets to make up 1 semi-breve. So a crotchet is spelled C-R-O-T-C-H-E-T. So if a semi-breve is a whole note, a minim is a half note, a crotchet must be a quarter note. The crotchets can also be subdivided into 2 notes of equal value, and these are what we call quavers. Think of your cheesy quavers, and actually a quaver looks like a crotchet but with a curly tail added. Okay, now where we have notes with tails together in the same beat in music, we commonly join the tails up to make a beam between the 2 quavers. So we'll just divide each crotchet up. Which gives us a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 quavers. So it takes 8 quavers to make up a whole note. So obviously the duration of a quaver is an 1/8. Now each quaver can also be divided in half by adding another tail. So you can see as we're adding tails to the notes, we're dividing them in half. And the note with 2 tails, so half a quaver, is what we call a semi-quaver. Okay, and similarly with quavers joining the tails together, we do the same with the semi-quavers, using 2 beams representing 2 tails. So dividing each quaver in half into semi-quavers, we end up with 16 quavers to make up one semibreve. So the semiquaver is referred to as a 16th note. Now each semiquaver can be further divided in half by adding a third tail. So I'm going to divide this one into two demi-semiquavers. So demi, D-E-M-I, semiquavers. And again, we can join their tails together, this time using 3 beams to represent 3 tails. So dividing each of the 16 semiquavers into demi-semiquavers, we end up with 32 demi-semiquavers. So it takes 32 demi-semiquavers to make up one whole note. So for the purposes of the PDQB exams, what you want to learn is the 6 different note shapes, and you want to learn the 6 different note names for them. So the semibreve, the minim, the crotchet, quaver, semiquaver, demi-semiquaver, and then you want to learn their equivalent note duration to the whole note. So going from the whole note to half, quarter, eighth, 16th, and 32nd. And you also want to be able to reproduce this note, what we call the note duration table. So practice copying it out so that you get really familiar with it. So we're now going to demonstrate the various note values in a practical way, and we're going to teach you how to count out the rhythm of the simple notes. So before we start with rhythm, we first of all need to establish the beat and what length the beat is going to be. So for the purposes of this demonstration, we're going to say that the length of a beat is a crotchet length. So we're going to hit each beat. If we're going to tap out the crotchets, we're going to hit them on the beat. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so if a crotchet is 1 beat, then a minim is twice the length of a crotchet. So a minim is going to be 2 beats long. So we're going to hit the minims on every second beat. So it's going to be on the 1 and on the 3. So the minims are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And obviously, the semibreve is then going to be 4 beats long. So we're just going to hit the semibreve on the 1. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now let's move down from the crotchet. So the quaver being half the length of a crotchet, we're going to need to hit twice 2 notes within each beat. So we're going to count this out. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So tapping out the rhythm of quavers, you've got on the beat 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay. So, moving on, we're going to bring the 1 down and then the 2 down to the first note in each beat. And we're going to bring the and down to the third note in each beat. And then in between, the little notes in between for the semiquavers, it's 1 E and A, 2 E and A, 3 E and A, 4 E and A. So to tap out the rhythm of the semiquavers, 1 E and A, 2 E and A, 3 E and A, 4 E and A, 1 E and A, 2 E and A, 3 E and A, 4 E and A. Okay, so hopefully that gives you a little bit of better understanding of the note values. So to let you hear how all these rhythms work together, I've got my metronome here giving me my beat, and I'm going to play the semi-breves. 1, 1, 1, 1, and I'm going to play the minims.